right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name's Corey Baumeister.
I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can have his favorite questions sent over to us, and we will do our best to answer them. We are continuing our standard showcase, if you will, of just looking at all the decks that are starting to cement themselves as being the metagame. You know, I mean, we're seeing Sultai at the top, Teamer Adventures at the top. Winota has been around there. I wouldn't say it's, crushing it or anything.
One of the more popular aggro decks, for sure.
Exactly, yeah, but we're not seeing a ton of it. But I really like it. So that's what I'm going to be playing for this round. I think it is insanely powerful. The ceiling on the deck is just through the roof. You essentially can win on turn 4. I think you can actually win on turn 4 as well, but usually there's just so much on the battlefield, it doesn't matter if you're going to specifically win that turn or not. Your busted Winota draws are just absurd in this deck.
And you can effectively win on turn 4 through some interaction.
Yeah.
As a Selfless Savior.
I'm not playing Selfless Savior. No, I'm playing more of a Knights theme.
Okay.
So we're playing Fervent Champion instead, and a lot more Knights and just being more... And the thing about Winota decks is I think they're better the more you steer away from that I need Winota plan. And Selfless Savior, while it is a good card, there's a lot of removal that's exiling it, or Gust that's putting it on top anyways, or Brazen Borrow that's bouncing. So I haven't found that effect to be good. So I'm leaning more towards a hyper-aggressive red-black deck that splashes for Winota, Lieutenant, essentially, and Embercleaves, stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the plan B is actually viable and can win. You know, it's a little trickier in this matchup because you do generate a lot of creatures as well, but it's not impossible. I've definitely won without Winota in these matchups.
And those big creatures can be tough for this deck to deal with. You know, the only real hard removal is Bone Crusher Giant. That's only dealing 2 damage. I assume the Petty Theft will be quite good.
Yep,
and
usually
Lustrous Beast is a nice blocker, but you need to get those things down pretty quickly against some of your good draws. And I don't really have a lot of good interaction for Embercleave, just Petty Theft really. So I like that direction. I think that's a good way to go. Definitely a nice one because while Selfless Savior, it's very easy to see how that card helps you win through certain kinds of interaction. It's harder to see how just playing good cards helps you win, but it actually does it more reliably because no matter what the interaction that they have is, they're probably forced to interact with your earlier stuff, and that's just going to clear a path for your Winota.
And I mean, honestly, it all came down to, I was just looking at what the top decks are using for interaction, and it was all Bounce or Exile or Aether Gust putting it on top, and it's just like, if there were more Shatter the Skies, if Bant was a deck, I would be playing Selfless Savior, but it's just not protecting against the things that I want right now. So we're trying this direction. Fervent Champion is one of the worst cards in certain matchups, like aggressive matchups. It's basically what we cite all the time, because technically it's a Winota hit, but it's not a good one. But, I mean, I've had these draws where I don't have Winota in my hand, but I have Knight of the Ebon Legion, 2 Fervent Champions, and 2 lands, and it's just like, okay, that's a clock already, And, so it's a good plan B, and like I said, I think Winota gets much better when you're not leaning into that plan, when it's kind of your, oops, all of a sudden you're dealing with my aggro stuff, now I have the combo, and now you're dead, But,
also that thing that's looming in the back of your opponent's head. It's, I have to prepare for Winota here, so maybe they take a little extra damage, and then when you don't have the Winota, that makes the difference. If they had just played you straight up and not given the respect of the Winota, your draw wouldn't have been strong enough. You gain that false tempo from your opponent, thinking about that and planning around it sometimes when you don't have it.
Exactly, and there's so many times when I'll have like 4 mana Winota and Bossry's Lieutenant in hand, but I'm actually pressuring them a decent amount, but they left mana open, and I'm like, I'm not putting Winota in harm's way right now. I'll play the Lieutenant. They're eventually going to have to interact with my battlefield, and then when they do, then it's Winota Rider o'clock, But
exactly. So I'm going to be playing against Corey in this match. Teamer Adventures, one of the pretty clear top decks in the format. Going into last weekend, there was some of split in those kind of grindy Teamer mid-range decks. You could either be Adventures or you could be Elementals.
Or Flash.
They were pretty evenly split in the tournament, but it did look like Adventures, did significantly better.
Did it?
This one was the only one of either archetype to make the top 8, and if you go down in top 16, top 32, you definitely see more Adventures represented in those ranks than you do Elementals.
Yeah, it's crazy. Elementals seems like such a powerful strategy, just Genesis Ultimatum, and they're basically dead. a large percentage of the time, but it's pretty easy to interact with. It gets gusted.
Really clunky. Like when they don't have that early Leafkin Druid or early Risen Reef, or sometimes both, they can just get run over a lot of the time. But when they do have those cards, and particularly when they go unanswered, their deck looks completely absurd.
Agreed.
So it's very glass cannony in that respect.
Very high variance deck.
A lot more early interaction, a lot more just cheap spells, things to do early, and it still has really powerful interactions. When you start on turn 1 Edgewalling Keeper or turn 2 Lucky Clover, this deck can also do some really powerful things, but it's a little bit more consistent.
I agree. That's why I tend to favor the adventure sides than the elemental decks as well. So, all right, so you won that first round, so I'm going to be on the play. Pretty important for the Winota deck. I basically sideboard in such a way that I just have like my main deck configuration whenever I'm on the play, because I just want to beat you down, like interaction on the draw is what I've been doing, but on the play it's just get you dead. All right, I think I can keep mine.
Yeah, I think this is a keep, but it's not awesome, but...
Okay, I will play Triumph and pass to you.
I, too, will play a Triumph.
How dare you.
I see you're also a man of taste.
I see you also like casting all your spells. All right, it's a little bit of a high variance play, but we're going to play a Crusader. Pass to you. Can get stomped and stuff, of course, but...
And it will get stomped.
All right, stomp the yard.
And you can go. Where's my...
There you go.
There we go. Definitely going to need that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here.
All right, Lazotep Reaver and a Godless Shrine, and I'll pass to you. I'll be amassing.
I will go to 18 and play Fertile Footsteps.
All right.
And I guess I'll get the Mountain and pass the turn.
All right.
Got the Winota?
Sure do. Bang. Winota Rider coming down. Only 2 targets, but that is usually enough this early in the game. I feel pretty good about it. All right. So I will attack.
Brick.
Triggers.
Brick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Human.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We at least got a decent one there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So this is going to be for 7 now?
Yep. To 11.
Oh, yeah, I took 2, so I'm 11.
Okay, your go.
Oh, that means I can't do the play I wanted to make this turn.
Got to deal with the old Winota. Yeah, that was a very below average mill there, only getting 1, but still very powerful.
So now my plan was to get the Cage with this granted, but now I guess I get Red Cap melee.
Makes sense.
That'll put me to 10, and then I'll take another 7 and try to stabilize.
Okay.
I think that's my only real option here.
Yeah, the Cage is great.
Yep.
Okay. 1 to you.
Yeah, I'm at 10. You can go.
Probably should do that in my combat just in case I have another one, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, beginning combat. So 1 to you, put you to 10?
Yep. I go to 3.
All right. Now we'll play a Crusader. That tapped and pass to you.
I think that'll do it. All I had was another stomp and a 4/3. This will put me to 2 in the Crusader.
Oh wait, you only took 6 last turn though, right? So you should be at 4.
Oh yeah, it should be 6.
Yeah.
So it should be 6 both of these. So I should be at 5. I should have gone.
Yeah, 18 to 11. That is not right. Yeah.
I should have gone from 20 to 14, then a shock to 12,
other
then go to 11
so yeah,
here.
You should be at 5.
Yeah. Is 5 enough for? No, that means it's exactly enough to kill me. Yeah. I guess I could kill this and go to but then I'd go to 4, block here, go to 3, and take 4. That'd be -1. Yeah, right. I kill this and raise the arm definitely gets me.
Yep.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Alrighty.
Thought early stomp might be enough to hold you off, but you'd have
Yeah.
Not like a nuts curve, but just a good curve.
It was good. And honestly, I had Lazotep Reaver raise the alarm 2 Storm Crusaders on turn 2, and I just didn't have the Winota. I drew it that turn after. If I would have known that Winota was going to be on the top, I mean, I would have led on Lazotep Reaver and then raised the alarmed, and then you're extra dead.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but like that's the nice thing about Crusader. It's like when you're missing something, you just play that and hope the card draw gets you there. But of course, if you had Stomp, it was gonna be a nice play there, but I was kind of preventing, or at least making you choose between playing a Clover or having the Stomp if you did have it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's a nice...
Do you want to do a best of 5 and 2 pre?
Yeah, that sounds good. We got plenty of time here.
I guess it doesn't really matter with adventures. You don't really sideboard anyways, but yeah. This is going to be a pretty quick matchup. We got done a little fast from our first one, so might as well do a 3 out of 5. And I just love this deck. It's so fun. Like, I haven't been able to play a good aggro deck. And I just love Knight of the Ebon Legion right now. I think it's much better post-bans.
Yeah.
And it's still been one of my favorite cards for a long time. And then plus, I love these like creature aggro decks that can turn into combos. You know, like Project X or I guess I wouldn't say Saheeli combo, but that deck did do a decent amount of aggro stuff. And then you just said, oops, I have the combo, you're dead. Like Rogue Refiners, Whirler, Virtuosos. It was kind of beat down-ish, you know?
Yeah, but it's very mid-rangey. I would say you don't really have like a true combo that ends the game. You just have this like really powerful over-the-top synergy. It's almost like a tribal deck.
Yeah.
You know?
Something like that, yeah. Regardless, I like it. Maybe it's just because I like Stranger Things, so Winota Rider, it really resonates with me, you know?
I mean, you could also like Beetlejuice or Reality Bites.
Yeah, whatever.
Or just on Netflix, which is a good thing to watch if, you know, you sit at home. Mr. Deeds is on Netflix now, too.
Oh, I like that one. Mr. Deeds.
Which is a remake of a film from the 30s that I think had Jimmy Stewart in the role that Adam Sandler filled in the remake.
That would make sense.
Okay. I like it.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it was called Mr.
Oh, we're quoting you.
It wasn't just
I
Mr.
already
Deeds.
quoted
There
you.
was something else in the title, but
I already quoted you. Check your tweeter.
This hand seems slow and does not interact super well.
That's probably not a good combination against the hyper-aggressive combo deck.
Yeah, like I have a piece of interaction, but I don't, I only have the 2 lands. I don't have Clover or Innkeeper.
Ugh.
So I think I'm going to send this back.
I'm going to keep. Not perfect, but there's no way you mulligan this hand. It's just a thing of beauty. Our lands create mana that cast all of our spells, and that's all you can hope for in this Mardu deck, because sometimes it's rough. You know, you're playing Tournament Grounds, but you're also playing Winota, which is not a knight and stuff, so there is some awkward draws, but you kind of need it, you know, because you do have 8 1-drops that are knights. You know, you have the Storm Crusaders that are knights. Lazotep Reaver, Raise the Alarm is all your 2-drops, so you really need a wide spread of mana there.
That's always been the case with these knight decks. Their mana base has never been particularly good. But when they get to cast their spells on curve, their cards are really powerful.
Exactly.
Also, Ross, you were incorrect. It was Gary Cooper. Was the lead actor.
Now we're
Gene
1-1.
Arthur was the actor.
Now we're 1-1 on the show. We count trivia as well as match wins.
Okay. Well, I will keep this.
Okay.
Put that on the bottom, and I will lead on an Innkeeper.
Okay. All right, I'll take 2 and lead on a knight. Your go.
18. Stompy.
Stompy stomp.
1 for 1.
All right, 17.
You're up.
I will take 2 and play Crusader. Here go.
15. I'll shock to 18, play Bone Crusher, draw a card.
Okie dokie.
And pass the turn.
All right, now I'm going to go to 14. You're going to go to 17.
Yep.
Each draw a card. Draw again. All right, not the best of pickups. I'm questioning if I want to attack. Trading Storm Crusader for an Innkeeper is kind of nice here. I don't necessarily want you to draw a bunch of cards, plus that stops your draws here too. So yeah, I'm in. I'll attack. Yeah, we'll kill the Innkeeper.
I'm perfectly fine making that trade, even though it cuts me off of some cards.
All right, and then I'll get a goat, and that's your goat.
Slam in for 4.
Okay, I'll take it.
Brings you to 10.
Yep.
Do I absolutely have to do this?
Decisions.
You know, Heart's Desire and play a Lovestruck Beast.
Okay.
You can go.
We don't have the Winota. So I'm going to sack this. Get the swamp.
You're at 10, right?
Yeah. 10 to 17.
Forgot to mark down the Bone Crusher attack.
Okay. Then I'm going to play Bossery's Lieutenant. And let's put a counter on the goat. And then I'll pass to you. Let's put a counter on Bro.
It's a good draw.
Okay, don't like that.
So it's when that dies, or when it's something with a +1/+1 counter on it dies?
Just something with a counter on it.
No?
Oh, it is when that dies. Okay, cool. Yep, you're right. I just let the triggers
but
talk
it's still
for
only if it has a... This is worded really strangely.
Yeah.
It says when... Does the Lieutenant always get a token when it dies, or just if it has a counter on it? Because I would assume if it just wanted to do for any creature, it would just say whenever a creature you control dies.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's worded in this weird way makes me think the Lieutenant makes a token when it dies no matter what. Which is how I thought it worked.
Yeah.
Now
Another Lieutenant or another creature you control dies.
No, because it says if it had, so it's talking about itself.
But why would you word it that way instead of just saying...
Whenever a creature you control dies with a 1/1 counter on it, create a...
Just whenever a creature you control dies. Why would you have to cite...
Well, because it has to have a counter on it.
Sure, but the intervening if would still be there. Why would you say whenever Bastard's Lieutenant or another creature you control dies? You could just cut out Bastard's Lieutenant or another. Like, those 4 words just do nothing.
This just makes it more specific. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
That 4 superfluous words.
Who cares?
On a card that already has like 17 lines of text on it.
2020 Magic is all about adding extra words onto cards for funsies.
So, if I send in with both my big uns, you can effectively go like, chump block this, double block Lovestruck Beast, and get end with a 2/2 and a Lieutenant, and effectively trade the Woe Strider for Lovestruck Beast while still getting a Scry and
a 2/2 Knight.
2/2. That doesn't seem great unless I have some interaction. Yeah, I'll send in.
I'm gonna block like this.
That is fine.
All right, I'll sack the goat.
Get 2/2.
Yep. I don't want that. All right, damage.
These trade.
Okay.
Post combat, I will play an Edgewall Innkeeper.
All right.
I will play a Fae of Wishes and draw a card.
Okay.
Then I will shock to 15.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. That's scary. All right, let's go with... Yeah, no real great plays this turn. Let's do a little bit of setup. I'm going to play a Crusader.
Yep.
Play a Fervent Champion.
Yep.
And I'm going to take 2 and pass to you.
So you go to 8?
Yep.
So currently, the only non-human you have is that Knight token.
Oh, yeah. Winota's not great.
So I'm going to bounce the Knight token.
Okay.
On your end step.
I think while you're tapped out to avoid, like, negate, I'm just going to raise the alarm now. Pretty obvious I had it anyways. Get some soldiers, and then do your thing.
Okay, I will granted.
Okay.
I think I just want to get the cage, shut down Winota for good. I have a pretty good battlefield to stop you from attacking to some extent. I guess I'm at 15. Like even if you attack with everything, like these are all ones. I guess a Judith would be problematic.
Yep.
But still not even a huge deal. You would get in a pretty good hit, but not an absurd one.
Okay. Yeah, Cage is always quite good against this deck. Shuts off Winota. Shuts off Escape too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get the Cage and cast it.
Okay.
And play a Stomping Ground tapped.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
All right. All right, we both draw?
Yep, 14 to 7.
Yep. Draw one more time. All right, that was heinous. All right, I will cycle.
Oof. Love seeing that.
Not I. Yeah, your go. Don't really have any good attacks. Your creatures are just bigger.
Okay. Let's play a Brazen Borrower and draw a card.
Okay.
Now, this attacks you to 6, and you go to 5, then I attack you to 1, then you die.
I don't like dying.
Yeah, attack you for 1 in the air.
6.
Play another Fae of Wishes, draw a card.
Okay.
And play a Heart's Desire.
All right.
And pass the turn.
Untap. We each take 1. I go to 4, or I go to 5. You go to 13.
Yep.
1, 2.
Really just don't want to see a Judith.
Yeah. Nope. Drew Winota a little too late, so I am dead.
Even Judith, I think I could mitigate by just blocking it away.
Embercleave was what I was hoping for. I think Embercleave would have been pretty nice against you.
Even that, you only have a 3-power thing.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but like I needed it a little earlier so I could have more pressure on you, and then you deal with that. But once Cage is down, it's like, you know, I need Judith, I need Embercleave to be able to push through. And I mean, most of the time, you know, I don't give you enough time to be able to do Granted plus Cage, but we were like at board parity, and then when you can do that, those are the games I lose, you know? Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah,
so
I was able to actually get initiative early with the Bonecrusher Giant early.
Yeah.
You know, I curved 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So that put me a little bit
Your deck does that, though. I mean, you have so many of that, but yeah.
And you took a little bit of damage from your lands, and, you know, suddenly it was very easy for me to close that game out, whereas normally it would take probably 2 or 3 extra turns, so you'd have a lot more time to, you know, to get, you know, find some stuff off the Crusader.
Agreed. Okay, well, that's going to do it for our 2 pre-boarded game. We are doing a best of 5 for this match because the games are pretty fast and furious as we've been seeing. So we're going to take a short break here, and then we'll be right back with sideboarding here from Mardu Winota against Temur Adventures. All right, everybody, welcome back to Sideboarding, barely here on Versus Live between Mardu Winota and Temur Adventures. Not too much sideboarding really ever happens from you, and honestly, not much sideboarding happens from Mardu Winota as well. You are a fine oiled machine here that you can take out minor cards here and there, you know, like some Judith against Soul Tie because they exile all your stuff. Fervent Champions I like to trim against aggro because they are kind of weak when you have bigger bodies. So just minor upgrades here. We're bringing in a couple Legion War bosses for a couple Fervent Champions, and that's it.
Yeah, and I have a negate in my main. I definitely want to get out, and I've been going back and
I got
forth.
Raise the Alarms. What are you silly?
I've been going back and forth on which card to cut for it.
Yeah.
I was initially thinking about bringing in the Storm's Wrath, but I think this might be important to wish for when I'm like, if I ever have that opening of Clover into Fertile Footsteps, suddenly you have a good amount of mana and you can set this up in one turn.
Yeah.
Whereas I think bringing in this one Ether Gust can help me against early Binoda draws, which are the scariest things that you do. Also, those early war bosses.
Yeah, and you never want to really wish for the Gust, so I like that a lot better.
Yeah, you have Red Cap melee to wish for instead of Gust, or even Domri's Ambush if the thing's already on the battlefield.
Yep.
So, that makes sense. So this is a very replaceable wish target, where Storm's Wrath isn't, but also a high leverage card for me to draw naturally.
I like it. And one card that I could have is like Ember's Shield Breaker to be able to deal with Cage and Clover, but I haven't found that this matchup has been that scary, so I haven't felt the need to really bring it in, but I have a lot of cards I don't really touch anyways, so I think I might as well could bring them in there and side in 2 more for the other 2 Fervent Champions, and that seems pretty nice. So I think that might be a little bit of oversight on my list. And I tend to adjust my deck if I lose to a matchup, especially twice. And I haven't lost a ton to Adventures. I did lose to it once in the SCG, as well as another a teamer deck. I can't even remember my 2 losses now, but for the most part, I was definitely at a higher percentage of winning this matchup, so I didn't care about it. But maybe I could reevaluate if that starts to change.
Yeah. Always nice to get a little bit of a boost in a popular matchup. And you do occasionally see a Cage or 2 pop up in a random deck sideboard, like you never really know.
Yeah.
And that could be a huge difference in a matchup.
Oh, this hand is close. It's a little rough, but we do have a decent curve. Yeah, I'm going to try it. It's a slightly loose Corey B keep here, but...
I will keep mine as well.
Okay, let's go 18 Knight. Pass to you.
I will lead on a Triome and pass.
All right, I will play Lazatep Reaver and then get in.
19.
Your go.
I'll play Edgewall, Innkeeper, and Heart's Desire.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Now let's go with... Ooh. Okay, that changes things a little bit. All right, I'm going to start by attacking with these 2.
All blocks.
Put you to 17. And I'm going to play a Crusader and a Triumph. Pass to you. Yes.
Do I take the risk that you have Wynota, or do I hold up interaction?
That is the constant struggle. Yeah, that's the one thing about playing against the Winota decks. It's always just like a guessing game. It's like, I can make one of these lines. One's better if they have it. One's better if they don't.
And honestly, I think I'm just a little bit too far behind to play that conservatively, because you could if I held up here, you could probably just jam Wynota, and then next turn I'd be in the same spot, but even lower on life. Yeah. So I'm just gonna play Lovestruck Beast and draw a card.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. We each take 1. We go to 16. I go to 17.
Yep.
Draw for my turn. Well, you're safe for now.
So what y'all are saying, just to clarify for chat, is that Winota is Splinter Twin, right?
Basically, yes. Except it's just a singular twin.
It's a 4-mana red sorcery. Yeah. They're the same card.
All right, I'm going to play Judith. And I think I just want to get in. I could leave this back because this trades here pretty effectively. You could just block here as well, but then I can kill your Innkeeper. Yeah, okay. I'll attack with these.
I think I want to just block like this. It sucks having to trade away the Innkeeper, but I've gotten a card out of it. Corey's given me a free card with the Crusader.
Yep.
This means my Lustric Beast is not going to die because it's taking 2 and 2 creatures are dying. It minimizes the damage I take.
Yeah, this attack maybe is not great.
I'm going to block like this.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe I don't want to attack like this because this is not a very profitable trade here. Yeah, I think I am just going to hold everything back. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I think I need to draw some extra cards there, so I'm just going to hold back and say go. Not the best of turns here, but leaving your Innkeeper on the field is unfortunate, but
I'm going to Gust the Stormfist Crusader.
Gus the Crusader, huh? Okay. Do I want to draw that? It's not the worst. And you have how many cards? A lot?
6.
Okay. I'll put it on top.
Okay, pass the turn.
I'll attack.
I will block.
Okay, attempt to pump.
I will bounce Judith in response.
Okay.
So now they just trade?
Yep. I wanted the trade plus Innkeeper, but that was a nice play by Ross. Play the Crusader and pass to you. Jesus.
Shock. Draw 3.
Jesus. Okay.
I am at 14.
All right.
You can go. You got 1 turn to do some damage.
Yeah. All right. You go to 13. I go to 16. Draw 1. Draw 2. It's not much damage. I'm gonna take 2.
So 13 to 14.
Yep. And play. Play Judith.
Yep.
Now I could attack with some stuff as chump attacks, but that just does not seem good. So I'll just play Knight and then pass. You get all the value, that's for sure.
Okay, I'm going to shock to 11.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Lucky Clover.
Okay. Don't love that.
And I will pass the turn.
End step, raise the alarm.
Yep.
Okay. We'll get a couple of soldiers. Untap, we each lose a life. You go to 10. I go to 13.
Yep.
1, 2. All right. I'm gonna start with a Legion War Boss.
Sure.
Declare attackers.
Yeah, you can go to combat.
Okay, so Goblin. I'll attack with these 2.
box.
I'll pump.
I will bounce Judith and a soldier token.
Okay.
So trades.
Yep. So this is dead. This is dead. Your Brazen Bar is on an adventure as well.
Yep.
And then land tap and pass to you.
Okay. End step, I'll stomp Crusader and Warboss.
All right.
Now let's stomp Lacedept, Reaver, and Soldier.
Okay, yeah, this will happen when you draw all the cards. Yeah, needed Winota on a couple of key turns there and have not seen the powerful creature.
And play Bone Crusher, draw 3.
Okay.
And attack for 3.
Down to 10.
You can go. 10 all.
All right. This is not good.
I've seen better.
Yeah.
I still have a 6-card hand.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just show me a piece of interaction, I'll concede. I can't beat that. So. All right, GG. Yeah, that was good. I kept a land-heavy hand. I kept a 5-lander that just curved out pretty well. One of the lands was a cycling land, but one oversight I had is I was like, okay, worst-case scenario, I can cycle, and then I still have 3 creatures to get a Winota, but I needed the white for it. So it was a little unfortunate there. But yeah, I just didn't get to pressure enough, that's for sure.
Yeah, the Lovestruck Beast did a great job playing defense until I could set up, an advantage. But there were multiple turns there where Winota or an Embercleave would have been really good. Just
didn't have them. Yep. I do still have Embercleave in the deck, right? I have not seen that card. There we go. All right. There it is. All right, Rob, you got any questions for us while we shuffle up?
I do. Stas wanted to know, with the Winota deck and the rise of the more spell-based Sultai list, do you think the Kitesail Freebooter could see a comeback?
Possibility. Definitely possible. I'm a firm believer that I just really, really, really dislike that card. But if Sultai's turning into like all spells and Uro, which it does seem like it's doing now, the duresses and the stuff like that, seem to make more sense. So yeah, I think that could come back.
Yeah, I got freebooted out of a Winota deck last night.
Yeah,
they hit freebooter off of it and took my removal spell.
Yeah,
when I was tapped out, so I couldn't deal with the Winota and easily died. And
okay,
I do think freebooter gets a lot better when you have ways to pump the body. So if you're playing Judith, that helps freebooter out a lot.
Yeah,
a second point of power on that card, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I could see it. And Fervent Champion is a new angle of the deck, but it also just is not great. It's the worst card in the deck. So I could see getting rid of that, but just adding more 2s and stuff just makes it a little bit more clunky. So I don't love that, but it would be reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep this. This hand needs a little bit of help, but overall, pretty good hand.
Sand doesn't have Clover or interaction, so I just can't keep it, especially on the draw.
All right, it's about time you start doing some mulliganing around here.
2-mana 1/4 flyer into 3-mana rampant growth is probably not going to.
Yeah, probably not good. Although the 1/4 flyer does shut down a lot of my deck, but yeah, I agree. All right, Rob, you got one more question?
Yeah, another one from Estes. Do you think any sort of castle should be played in the Winota deck, or is the mana too hard already?
The mana's pretty tough already, and I was thinking Castle Locthwain should be played in this deck, but you use your mana so aggressively already with cycling lands and stuff like that I could see like one, but that's about it, know.
I wouldn't mind a Castle Embereth.
Yeah, that is what Michael Jacob played.
Yeah.
And I think it's reasonable. I do think that one's probably better.
Yeah.
But I honestly haven't given it a good try.
What's your land count exactly, Matt?
I think it's 24 lands, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think if you were at like 22, 23, I'd be like, yeah, bump it up and play a castle. If you're already at 24, that's a tough sell.
Yeah, you got to curve out. You got to hit your 4 drops, so you got to play a decent amount.
This is a hand.
Okay.
Which one do I put back? I think it's got to be this one, I think.
Okay, take one.
19.
And I'm at 18. Your go.
Innkeeper.
Okay.
You can go.
That was a pretty good draw on our part. I'm going to play this. Attack for 1.
I'll go to 18.
Okay. Could see either play here. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to just go like this and pass to you.
It's no play. That's very unlucky.
I know. Nothing.
I drew the card I wanted, which was an island, so I can play Fave Wishes and draw a card and pass the turn.
I'll raise the alarm. I got 2 tokens. Oh, that's wrong one.
Condor calls for aid.
All right. Now... Let's go with the Crusader, and then I'll pass to you. And this is the bad side of Fervent Champion. Like, look, I got in 1 damage, and now a 1/4 blocks me out. So realistically, I should have 2 Embrus Shield Breakers, so I can bring in 2 of those for the other 2 champions. They're just not good enough of the times.
I'm going to play Lucky Clover and Heart's Desire and get 2 Shaheens.
2 Shaheens.
And then I'll pass the turn.
It's far too many Shaheens. All right, we're going to lose some life.
17 alt.
Okay. 1, 2. All right, it's Winota o'clock.
Yep.
Winota Rider. And now the question is, do I want to attack with my other things? And I think so. So we'll get in, pump this, and we got 2 triggers coming.
2 triggers.
2, 3, 4, 5, a 6. We got a Judith coming in. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6. And we have a Lieutenant coming in. And what do we want to put a token on? Basically, whatever we think is going to die. So I think Crusader is pretty tough to block, and I don't really care about it. Champion, you have a pretty safe block here that's kind of lame, so I could see putting a counter there. Could also put a counter on these, so it kind of insulates me and leaves me with some more humans. That's probably best. I'll put a counter here on an Aaron Barrich.
Okay. So we've got 2 power, 4 power, 3, 2, 2.
Mm-hmm. And 3.
And Jesus.
Welcome to Winota.
Yeah. Pretty good hits on that one.
Yeah, not bad.
It's probably just going to do me in. But I think the best I can do is definitely like that. And then I have a potential chump block here. So without the chump block, this is 6, 8, 11.
12, because I got pumped from Fervent Champion.
12, that'll put me to 5.
Yep.
I think I would also potentially it wouldn't be a no block. It's either chump block with this or trade for the token.
And even that's not great because it replaces itself with the 2/2
with a knight. That's why I didn't want to make this trade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna have the opportunity to block with this next turn, I think, regardless. So yeah, I'll just make this block.
All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I go to 5.
Okay. I lose this.
Yeah, Aaron and Shaheen trade.
Okay. And pass to you. Oh, Winota.
Need a good one here. Don't think that counts.
Yay.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
Keep. I go to 4. You go to 16.
Yep. 1, 2. Okay. Nothing we really need to play pre-combat here. So declare attacks.
I will bounce the Aaron Barrage token and the Judith side of combat.
Okie dokie. Yep. No triggers from Winota. Still declare and Pump Crusader.
This is still. Yeah, this is still not good. I have to go like this just to survive.
Okay. So you take 3, go to 1.
Yep.
Okay.
And you lose the Fervent Champion.
Put you to 1. Then it's definitely looking to keep Judith around because that makes everything a little tougher for you.
Yep.
So I'll play Judith. And
I don't think I have it out. My hand's 4 lands.
Yeah.
So I had the Brazen Bar the turn before, and I could have just held it up for a Winota. But if you don't have Winota that turn, or if you hit pretty poorly, I then get to untap with the Clover and bounce both soldier tokens and really limit the damage Winota does.
Sure.
But you had Winota and hit well, so I died.
Yeah, exactly. Judith, Lieutenant are, I think, the second best. The best is just double Lieutenant. Lieutenant is the hit, and but also, yeah, I mean, I guess those are the main ones. And then everything else is like Stormfist or Fervent Champions, and those are all pretty medium, but those are the big hits, that's for sure.
Judith and Lieutenant, yeah.
Yep.
It might have been that I needed you to really brick hard.
Yeah.
But two good hits was definitely too much.
So it's pretty weird. The 2 games when I had Winota triggers, I won those games. The 2 games where I did not trigger Winota, I did not win those games. Shocking.
You could have had Winota triggers in one of them, but I already had the cage.
That's true. All right, so on the draw here, I like to be a little bit more reactive. This is like the first game I bet on the draw, so we're going to bring in just a little bit of spot removal for these Fervent Champions. I think our best bet is Noxious Grasp. All your main creatures that are scary are green, so we're just going to make that change.
Okay, and while Corey's shuffling up, do you have another question for us, Rob?
I need to win this, keep the marbles alive.
Do you think Containment Priest is viable in the format with Winota decks running around, or is that too narrow?
The issue with Containment Priest is that it doesn't stop escape.
Yeah, you just get an Uro on turn 3, But I mean, I guess you don't bring it in there, but yeah.
You're thinking of thing that stops
Hushbringer, right? Yeah, okay.
This is the one that it presumably stops creatures from entering the battlefield from weird zones, but it doesn't stop them if they're cast, and escape counts as cast.
Oh, yeah.
So it really would only stop Winota, and so then you think, like, what are the white creature decks that exist in the format, and they are Winota.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the problem, is that it's a hate card that hates out its own deck, the shell that it would most naturally fit in.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of those types of cards. I just think they're so easy to interact with because the creatures always have such bad bodies, because their abilities are so, supposed to be so good. But
out of blue-white control, maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
If that's a deck that you're trying to build.
But then you just still probably want Cage, I mean, unless every deck is playing a bunch of shield breakers and then you're kind of sidestepping, sure, but...
Yeah, and you run into issues with Shadow of the Sky then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's always sort of been the problem with the Containment Priest. Like, when it was first printed, the natural home for it in Legacy would have been Death and Taxes, but it's good against Aether Vial. And so just it's one of those hate cards that shuts down cards that are really powerful that go into your deck too. You don't really want to play it. You'd rather just play the powerful cards and find some other way to answer the problem that you're facing.
Fun fact, though, I did play. I got the dagger 9th place in one of those Pioneer Showcase events this weekend, but I did play Grafdigger's Cage in the sideboard of my Jeskai Luka deck because you played against Winota early, and then the turn that you actually Luka for something, because it does shut down the Luka interaction, I just Yorion, blink it out, and then blinked out whatever token I had, got Luka, and then Cage came back in. I felt so big brained, but
just got him good.
Just got him real good, but it was kind of silly, so I don't know how good that was, but it was cool.
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be on the play for game
5.
And is this good enough? I think it is.
I got lands and spells as well, so I'm in.
Okay, I'm going to start on a Heart's Desire.
I was going to say Innkeeper again, shocking. All right, I got to try them. You're up.
No Innkeeper, but for the first time in the match, I have a turn 2 Clover.
I don't like that.
And I think your only haste creature is Fervent Champion, so let's get in for one.
All right, 19.
You can go.
Okay. I'm going to play Crusader. Pass to you.
I will shock to 18.
Okay.
I will play Fertile Footsteps.
All right.
Copying it with the Clover.
Love that.
I definitely want to get another island. Probably just another forest.
That is the Nightmare start.
And I've got another Heart's Desire.
Okay.
Because I love Shaheen so much.
Who doesn't?
Get 2 more of them, and then I'll pass the turn.
All right, we take 1. I go to 18. You go to 17.
Yep.
1, 2. Yeah, nothing too exciting from us. We'll just play the Woe Strider and get a goat. Pass to you.
So we got 1817. That was a very good year. During the era of good feeling.
All right.
Okay, let's take 2. Go to 15.
Okay.
And then play Granted. Copy it.
Ugh.
I'm going to get Grafter's Cage and Red Cap Melee, I think.
All right, this game's going to be near impossible.
Play Cage and Red Cap Melee the Stormfist Crusader.
I will sack it to Scry.
Shut down some of your options and pass.
All right, that's gross.
First time having that Clover Footstep starter really supercharges this deck.
It really does. It's not cool, I must
so
say.
Much mana. I can do whatever I want, really.
Just whatever. All right, I am going to play a Basri's Lieutenant, put a counter on Woe Strider, and get in there.
So I can trade off for all of my Shaheens.
Yep.
Or I can just start chumping a bunch to buy time. The card that I'm now very worried about is Embercleave. That's the card that is going to win this game for Corey.
Okay. I haven't seen that card ever lately, so...
Yeah.
Guess I didn't see Winota this game either, so I guess that's not so bad.
I mean, I've just got another Granted in my hand. I'm just trying to think about what I'm going to get.
Okay.
I think I'm going to get Storm's Wrath as one of them, and then just an answer to Embercleave as another thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
And just try to take over the game with these cards, or to set up,
Makes sense to me.
That's my plan, and I think I just want to trade this off.
Okay, I get a 2/2. Your go.
That's a thing.
Quit getting things.
So let's grant it again.
Okay.
Get Storm's Wrath and get Return to Nature, I guess.
Okay.
Could get like Disdainful Stroke or something that can do other things, but if I ever want to tap out, I might give you a window to get one Embercleave hit in, and I don't want to kill it. And then I'll play this tapped. And do I just play a Fae of Wishes to force you to extend more into a Storm's Wrath?
Don't like that.
You have 4 cards right now?
5.
5. That's still a lot of cards.
I got a lot of cards, yeah. We did some drawing early. Did some things.
I'm at 15 right now. You have 5 power.
Yep.
No, I'll just pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. I'm going to take 2.
16, that's scary. It's another Lieutenant.
No, I guess this, I have to go like this.
It's another Lieutenant. Would have been very scary here. Maybe I should have gotten Disdainful Stroke just to play around that.
Yeah, no, that would have been really good. I got a Judith, though.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, and then we'll attack.
This is now for 8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Brings me to 7.
Okay, your go.
I will Storm's Wrath.
Okay, take 2.
I go to 5.
Yep.
Then I will play an Edgewall Innkeeper and a Fae of Wishes and draw a card.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right, end step, raise the alarm.
Yeah.
Untap. Yes. Seems like a decent turn to just try to flood creatures to the battlefield.
You have 4 in hand?
Yep. That is the question. I want to try to deal with this innkeeper, but I don't really have a great way. I'll attack.
I'll block one of them. This could be an Embercleave turn to put me to 1.
I do have Embercleave. Do I want to put you to 1 or kill the Fae and leave 2 tokens? Or I could put you to 4? I don't think killing the Fae is that great. And you have the Return to Nature to deal with this, so it is only kind of a one-time shot. But yeah, all right, I'm going to put on the other one and put you to 1.
Okay, I'm at 1. Now I've got to be scared of a Judith.
All right, your go. Oh, I guess this gets a counter then. Sweet. Yeah, that's a big incentive to do it.
Okay. So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. I've just got to be careful.
Okay. I don't like that.
Got another Lucky Clover.
Okay.
I'll play a Love-Struck Beast.
Okay.
Draw a card.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
So I know Return to Nature, and that's the only thing I know, huh?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to take 2.
Brings you to 14.
I'll attack with Knight.
Block.
I will pump.
Fae dies.
Okay. Second main. Last attempt Reaver.
Yep.
The all-powerful Reaver. And your go.
On your end step.
Yep.
I'm going to bounce the 2 tokens and the Knight of the Ebon Legion.
That's pretty good.
Play Fey Wishes, draw a card.
Okay.
Play a Love Struck Beast to draw a card.
Okay.
Play this land tapped. And you have 2 in hand?
Yep.
One of which is Knight of the Ebon Legion.
That's true.
So you're at 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, attack for 5.
Down to 9.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Interesting draw. Not necessarily good, but interesting. Oh boy. I think I just have to hope you don't have too much more interaction and just kind of just play my good cards here. I can't really be cute anymore and try to set up for something better. So yeah, let's go with Judith.
Yep.
Legion War Boss.
Yep.
Beginning combat.
Yeah.
Bang.
So Judith does not trigger off of tokens.
Nope.
So we can safely block that.
Your go.
End step, I will play Brazen Borrower and draw a card.
Okay. There's a lot I can't beat, but gotta just play the good cards. I wanted to wait till I had like Woe Strider so I could play Judith and then Woe Strider and then just lock you out essentially, but no such luck anymore.
Yeah, that would have been probably good enough, but
Uh-oh.
I'm going to grant it for Shadow Spear, Domri's Ambush, and I don't know, negate it, doesn't matter.
Okay,
you're actually just dying. I'm going to Shadow Spear one of the flyers, attack you for 5 to 4, and then double stomp. Actually, I have triple stomp. I didn't even do Shadow Spear.
GG.
I have quad stomp.
That was good. Good games. Yeah, they were close. They were definitely close.
And that was an impressive one, a game that you made very close despite not having...
Winota. Yeah, I just never saw it. So your cage actually did nothing. I was on top. But being able to bring back Woe Strider is just as good. That is so huge because it's a counter on the creature. So it's like good with the lieutenant. And then just the scrying ability and stuff is great.
Sets up with Judith, you know, and with Judith and Bash's lieutenant, you can actually get that kind of aristocrats thing going.
Yep. No, I totally agree. All right, great games. Ross is dominating today, so the marbles will be staying on the bad guys' side for today. But we'll have to still just win the last one. Not getting swept is just as important as winning the marbles. In fact, maybe more important. It's all about the pride here at that point. So we'll be right back. I'm going to be playing a deck that Marcio Carvalho took 16th exactly. Well, how come the best players in the world are also the luckiest? You know, I mean, I think Seth bubbles every tournament. Yeah, it's just unfair. So I'm going to be giving that Teamer Flash a try. And what are you going to try?
I'll be playing another deck that finished in the top 16 of last weekend's tournament. This is one from Eric Froelich. It's Simic Ramp.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been interested in this as well. Simic Ramp is a deck that I want to be playing against constantly. That deck just doesn't interact enough. You just get to smash them. So we got our final round on Versus Live coming up right after the break. A short 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.